Good morning, VBK. It's Miss Kahillig. I'm here with another story for you today. Today, we're going to learn about some signs that you see around your neighborhood. Have you ever seen this sign in your neighborhood? What do you think that means? It says, playground. Playground. Have you seen the sign around your house? Do you have a playground near your house? If you do, you may want to look for this sign to see if you can find it. All right, friends, let's turn the page. When you go to the grocery store with mommies and daddies, you might find this sign. This sign says, "Come in, we're open." That means that the store is open and you can go inside and purchase your groceries. Have you ever seen this sign before? Or how about this one? Look at the colors. This one is white, and this one is red or orange. And it says, "Don't walk." So when you are going outside, you should always be with an adult if you're getting ready to cross a street. But this sign tells us that it's okay to walk across the street. And this sign says, it's not okay. You have to wait. There might be cars coming, so you have to wait. And always be with a mommy or a daddy or a grandma or maybe an older brother or sister. Have you ever seen this sign before? Next time you're in the car, I want you to look outside your window and try to see if you see any of these signs. This one here says, speed limit, and it says the number 15. You might have recognized that number. That means that when mommies and daddies are driving, they have to go slow because this top part here says school. That means you can only go 15 miles per hour in a school zone, and to watch for friends that might be crossing the street. That's another sign for playground. You might have seen this. Do you know what shape that is? You might have said diamond, but remember we call that a diamond a fancy word. It's called a rhombus. Try saying that at home so you remember. So the fancy word for diamond is rhombus. A rhombus. Look at that rhombus. And it says playground. Oh, that's a compound word. Let's break it apart. Play, ground, play, ground. Put them together. Playground. That's a compound word. You learned that last week. Whoa, this one says, have you ever seen this one before? It says, beware of dog. What does that mean? Beware of dog. Well, I have a dog. Her name is Winter. And I don't want anyone coming into my yard and accidentally letting my puppy out, or my puppy maybe being afraid might bark or bite a person that they don't know coming into my yard. So that sign tells people not to enter, to make sure they're looking, because there might be a dog. Have you seen this sign before? It's a shape. What shape is that? If you said circle, good job. This says, do not enter. Exit only. If you see a do not enter sign, that means you are not allowed to go in that direction. Let's keep looking. This says no parking, fire lanes. Have you ever seen signs like this? How about this? This says fire hose. Where do you think you might see a sign that says fire hose? What is a fire hose used for? I want you to think about that and let your mommies or daddies know what you think a fire hose is used for and where you think you might find this sign. Let's keep going. Choo, 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 choo. What do you think this sign is used for? Did you say train? If you said train, good job. This looks like the letter X, and it says railroad crossing. That means that a train is coming. When a train comes, you have to stop before the tracks and wait for the train to go by. You don't ever want to not stop at a train track for your safety. What's this? You may or may not have seen this sign, but when Miss Cahilig's car breaks down, I have to call a taxi. That's what this sign says. T-A-X-I. Taxi. This is a very important sign to be looking for. This sign says, keep out, danger. What? Where do you think you would see a sign that says keep out, danger? If you know, let an adult know. Tell them where you think you would find this sign. Let's take a look at this sign. It has lots of different shapes in it. This here, the red part, kind of looks like an oval. And the sign itself, it's not a square, but it's a rectangle. Have you seen this sign before? What does this sign say? S-T-O-P. Stop. We had this sign on our classroom door. Do you remember what it means? S-T-O-P. What does it mean to stop? Should we run real fast? Or should we look both ways? Or should we wait for a mommy and daddy to help us across the street? I think that's the best choice. Whenever you see a stop sign, make sure you're with the grown-up. Make sure you look both ways. And make sure no cars are coming before you cross the street to be safe. Have you seen these signs? This is a circle with an arrow in it. A circle with an arrow means you may not turn in that direction. It means no turning. This sign says keep right, and it has an arrow showing you what direction to go in. We have this sign in our classroom too. It was above our door. This is a very important sign. E-X-I-T. E-X-I-T spells exit. Whenever you see the sign exit, that's telling you how to get out in case of an emergency or maybe if you're at the movies, you need to exit to get more popcorn. Let's find out. Have you ever seen these before? This says, no standing and express, but has a fancy picture on it. Take a look at that picture. What's on that picture? Looks like a bus. This looks like it might be a bus stop. Or maybe it's for packages to be delivered. Have you ever seen this sign before? What is this person doing right here? It says pitch in. Remember we talked about recycling in our classroom? If you see trash on the ground, I'm sure that when you see this picture, there's a trash can pretty close by, and we need to be helpful to our planet and to our earth, and we need to pick up all the trash and put it inside a trash can. Have you ever seen an orange sign that looks like this? Ooh, this has words on it, but take a look at this picture back here. It's also in the shape of a rhombus or a diamond. What do you think this sign means? Take a look at the picture. It says people working. That means that there might be people working close to the road to be watching them, especially when you're in the car, for safety, to make sure that we keep this person safe. We don't have too many of these in Florida. Excuse me, pre-K. But this says hill. H-I-L-L. Hill. How about this sign? Have you seen this sign? When you're riding your bicycle sometimes at home, your street or your road might have little bumps in them. They're called speed bumps. This sign warns mommies and daddies in their car that there's a speed bump coming soon to slow down. This is caution. Watch for children. Why are we watching for children? What are these children doing in this picture? If you said playing, you're right. We have to watch for children because you never know. When you're playing, a ball might accidentally go into the road. If that happens, you need to stop and let a grown-up know and let them go chase after the ball. Not you or your brother or your sister. A grown-up needs to get that ball for you to be safe. This says detour. That means that there's somebody working on the road and you might have to take a different direction to get to your destination. How about this? What's this a picture of? Do you ride one of these? Yours might have training wheels on it. But this is bike route. When you're driving in the car, I want you to look on the side of the road. Sometimes there's white lines that might have a picture of a bike. And that means that that's called a bike lane. That's where the bicycles can ride to be safe from traffic, from moving cars. When we ride our bike on the road, we follow the bike route. This says low-flying planes. Where do you think you'd see something saying low-flying planes? Have you ever been to the airport? You might see this picture or this sign that's also shaped like a rhombus by an airport. Oh, this is an important sign. This sign says no smoking. No smoking. And this sign here says dead end. That means you can't go any further down the road. You'll stop right in front of someone's house or maybe in front of a tree. There's no way to get around. You have to turn around and go back. This you might find when you go to the grocery store or maybe a convenience store, maybe 7-Eleven, or maybe even Chuck E. Cheese might have the sign. It says pull. That means when you try to open this door, you have to pull it, not push it. You have to pull it for the door to come open. And this says push. P-U-S-H. Push. This means you have to push the door to go in. And last, but not least, this sign says sorry, we're closed. And also the end. Did you like that story? What I want you to do is when you're driving next time with mommies and daddies, or if you're playing outside and you see one of those signs, you can take a picture of it, you can draw a picture of it, or you can just leave us a comment and let Miss Minnie and Miss Cahilig know where and what sign you have seen outside in your neighborhood. Bye, Pre-K!